Hi, this is Mrs. Rivera. I'm going to just explain to you what you're going to be doing for your writing assignment this week. So please pay close attention and watch the video and listen before you ask for help, okay? This says explain your findings. So last week, for the past 2 weeks, we've been finding articles about our topic and we've been pulling evidence from the articles to support claims for both sides, like the yes, you should, and no, you shouldn't. And this week, you're going to choose a side. So now you get to pick what side you're on. But we are going to need the information from all three articles. So last week you did articles 2 and 3, and the week before you did Article 1. So you are going to need those from the past weeks, okay? So I'm going to read what Miss Grolinger wrote so that I can explain it, okay? It says, great job on finding your own articles for research. Now it's time to choose a side. Look at your evidence carefully and choose a side that with a lot of good support. So if you want to choose a side but you don't have a lot of evidence to back up your side, you might want to rethink which side you're on, okay? Because you want a lot of good reasons why your side is the best side to be on, okay? Your assignment this week is to choose a side and use this week's chart to explain your evidence to me. We have done this before using the chocolate milk articles. This time you will be using your own research. You will be using the chart created in this assignment when we start to write our essays. So please be thorough. So I will show you the chart at the end. Read through the mini lesson explaining evidence below. So first we have to look at the mini lesson. This time you will be using, pay special attention to the last part with the post-its. Then you're going to look at the chart. So before we even read the rest of the instructions, let's go to the mini lesson, which I have right here. So it says, how do you explain a text? So here is where you have your ideas, okay, or your decision, and then here's where your quotes are, and then you explain it. So let's see. In order for our opinions to be trusted and valued, we must not only use text evidence to support our thinking, but we must be able to explain our thinking. So I don't want you to just give me a quote. I want you to give me that quote, but then explain what it means, because sometimes we tend to grab quotes from here and from there, and then when we're reading it, it's just very boring, and we're just getting a bunch of evidence with no explanation, and that's not what we want. Okay, so it says we cannot forget that our thinking and reading happen inside our heads. The only way people can understand where we come from is if we explain our thoughts and internal connections while we read and we write. So this clear communication allows our audience to see our point of view or behind our mental curtain. So it just gives us an idea of what is in our heads and why we're thinking what we're thinking. So you must explain your evidence. So let's see. I want to show you the post-its. Explain what makes evidence strong. So these are words that you can use when you start your quotes. So you could say this text says, or Article 1 claims that or argues that, or you could say Article 3 explains blah, 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 or based on Article 2, or according to Article 1. So do you see how you can use these to start your sentences for your evidence? And then on this side, these are sentence starters you can use to explain your quote. So if you said the text said Fortnite is good for kids because it allows them to talk to each other. Over here, it said, or to socialize, I should say. This says, why does this matter? Well, you can say, this information shows that people socialize more when they're playing video games and they don't have to be face to face. So you're using what you think to add to what the text thinks. Okay, and you can use these sentence starters to help you. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to copy this and paste it right into um, the activity so that you have sentence starters. Okay, I'm going to put them here. Okay, helpful sentence starters. Okay, and I'll just write that, helpful sentence starters. Okay, just remember when you use these sentence starters, they're going to go on this side, and when you use these, they're going to go on this side. Okay, and you don't have to use every one, but it will help you. Okay, so I'm going to explain what to do now. So here is where you write your topic. So if your topic was about Fortnite, you're going to write that here. If your topic was about something else, you're going to put it there. Then you're going to write what your stand is or what side you're on. So if you thought, if you are for wearing uniforms or against wearing uniforms or whatever your topic is, you're going to write if you're for or against right here. Okay? Then you have to write the title and author of each of your articles. That's where you have to look back from last week and the week before because you already have that information. You just have to transfer it here. You could copy and paste it. So don't forget, this is one of the most important parts because if you don't know if you don't have the title and author here, it's going to be difficult to do this part. So you're going to have article number 1, name of the article, who wrote it. Article number 2, name of the article, who wrote it. And article number 3, name of the article, who wrote it. Then, remember, you could use this to help you. Then, you're going to, this is where you take your quotes. So you're going to look at the quotes that you already have from last week and the week before. Okay? And you're going to take a quote that you think is strong that supports your thoughts. So if you're for something, remember last week we had a chart with like for and against. If you're for something, you're going to be looking at the for side. If you're against something, you're going to be looking at the against side because it has to support your opinion. So you don't want to mix them up. You're just going to choose one side. Then you're going to copy and paste some of the important quotes from each article, okay? But you have to tell what article it's from. So like for example, this one somebody got from their article number 3 and they wrote article number 3 and then their quote was 59% of children surveyed have more than 6 hours of screen time a day. And then they explained it. This is the explanation side. So now they have their quote and now they're going to explain it. And they even use one of these things here. This supports. You see that? This supports my claim by proving that more than half of the children are spending more than 1/4 of their day with screens. So they took their evidence and they explained it here using the sentence starter too. And so just remember when you use this side, because you have all the quotes already, that's already done. When you use this side, you have to write which article you got it from, because otherwise your research is gonna be a mess later. So just write what article you got it from, what the evidence was, and then you're gonna go back and you're gonna explain them. Okay, so it might be easier if you find all the evidence first that support your side and then do the explanation. Okay, I know it's a lot. So if you need help, let me know, but I'd like you to listen to this video first. Okay, and then at the end, it just asks you 2 questions. The first question is, which ones were your strongest piece of evidence? So which one of these quotes do you think supported your side the best? That's what it's asking you. And it's asking you for the next question, what made it a strong piece of evidence? Why was it so strong? Why did it support it the best? Okay? So these questions kind of go hand in hand with each other. It's like a part 1 and a part 2. Okay? And let's see that we did everything. Let's go back to here. So fill out your chart. You're going to be explaining all the evidence. Don't forget to put the number of each article, list each important piece of evidence and why it's important, and then turn it in. So we pretty much explained all of that with that part. Okay? So I hope that that video helped. Remember, Miss Grolinger and I are in Google Meets at 1:30 every day, Monday through Thursday. So if you still need help, we are here to help you, but you have to watch the video first so that you can help yourself. All right? See you soon.